What's up, boys? MKTV here. Welcome back, channel. Welcome back to another video. Today we do have the best transfers for Game Week 2 in Fantasy Premier League. If you do enjoy, smash that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel. Without further ado, let's get started. So, starting things off, Game Week 1 was a success for me, absolutely. Really happy with their overall rank of 214,000. Really happy with 85 points overall. And yeah, the squad value has gone up as well at time of recording this video. Chilwell and I do believe pkyieu have gone up in price, which is obviously a bonus as well. Onana returning with 9 points, very happy with that. Estupinan and Chilwell both getting 7-point returns, which is amazing. Ben White was the only kind of letdown, I think, in this team. Did only get the 1 point, could have held on for a clean sheet against Nottingham Forest, but it wasn't to be. Saka coming away with a 10-point return, which is absolutely phenomenal as well. Salah getting 5 points was a little bit disappointing, but hey, 5 points definitely will take that. And Mbeumo coming away with 7, and Eze and Rashford coming away with 3 apiece as well. Pedro, absolutely brilliant 5.5 million option. Very happy with his Game Week 1 performance. Did come away with a penalty goal, so he's on penalties as well for Brighton. And Erling Haaland with the armband with 26 points. So finish up on 85 points from Game Week 1. Let's get into some transfers and have a look at kind of what I'm planning to do and what could be really good for yourself to do in Game Week 2. Now, the first player we're going to be talking about is going to be Ben Chilwell, a man who I have in my team. Very happy with his 7 points, 17.6% owned, and has already gone up 0.1 million in Fantasy Premier League. Looking at his stats from the first game, he got an assist. He did go ahead and get an offside goal, which obviously doesn't count in FPL, but was minorly offside. And yeah, could have had a massive haul if that had, been onside. Obviously wasn't. Expected goals of 0.11 and an expected assist of 0.23. If you did watch the Liverpool and Chelsea game, Chilwell was phenomenal. The best player on the pitch, in my opinion. Really high up the pitch as well on the left-hand side. And looking like he's going to be nailed on for Pochettino's Chelsea side. Obviously, fingers crossed that he does stay fit. And looking at them fixtures of West Ham away coming up next. Then he's Luton at home, Forest at home, Bournemouth away, followed by Villa at home as well. So some nice fixtures for Chelsea. That is always a plus. Really happy with the way he's been performing in the first game. And obviously, hopefully more of that to come. Coming in at 5.6 million, it isn't going to break the bank. And if you do have the likes of Gabriel at 5 million, and you have a little bit more to go ahead and go with him, Chilwell could be your option in defence. I think he's a must-have coming forward in the in the following fixtures, even for the next 5 or 6. Chelsea's run is amazing. Go ahead and get Chilwell if you are looking for a defender that can play and gets you some attacking returns, potentially some defensive clean sheet returns, and just an all-round really solid option this week coming forward for Game Week 2. Speaking on fixtures, another player who I have in my squad that I'm very happy I do own is going to be Mohamed Salah. In Game Week 1, obviously not the most flattering score of 5 points. It isn't the worst. You could argue it's not worth the price tag of 12.5 million. But if you are a KDB owner, you have seen the news that he's going to be missing for the following 4 months, that could be up until January. Like, you're going to have to get rid of KDB if that's the case. And 10.5 million to 12.5 million, it is a bit of a steep one. But if you can go ahead and get it, the next fixture for Liverpool is going to be Bournemouth at home. So he's someone I'll be looking at. Also, shout out Luis Diaz. He could be nailed on for Liverpool at 7 million as opposed to 12.5 of Salah. But Salah is definitely someone I would want to own if possible this week. Not that you're going to have to go ahead and sell someone or make 2 or 3 transfers to get him. He may not be worth it for that. But if you have him, if you are moving a De Bruyne to someone else, you could, try and say from Trent and De Bruyne down to a Chilwell and Salah. That could be a very good option. And just kind of playing around with funds. If you have the funds, go ahead and get Mo Salah. Looking at the expected goals from the first game, very decent of 0.28. And obviously the assist as well was unbelievable for Diaz in the first game. And is 0.31 expected assist from the first game. He's 29% owned, so he's not fully in loads of people's teams. He is quite differential at the moment. And also his fixture run is pretty good. Liverpool looking like a very attacking squad. And he's probably the most nailed on for them. We will see in the next few weeks how he does get on. But Mohamed Salah for game week 2, an absolute gem to have if you can get him in your squad. The next player we're going to be looking at is going to be James Maddison of Spurs. Now, his game week 1 was absolutely phenomenal. The actual performance, he was the best player on the pitch for Spurs. Absolutely. The creator of everything. He was just involved in everything good the Spurs did in the first game against Brentford in their 2-2 draw. He got 2 assists to start things off for his Spurs career. A 9-point return from him in game week 1. Which was very, very impressive. I was really impressed with him, and he is definitely someone I'm looking at to try and bring into my team in the next coming weeks, especially that triple run in the middle after Manchester United, Bournemouth, Burnley, Sheffield United, all back-to-back. It is a really nice fixture run after that for Spurs. 7.5 million, so he's not going to break the bank, and especially if you are moving from, say Gabriel Martinelli, for instance, and you want to drop to a Maddison, you save some money there. And I think he's a really good option. Looks very creative. He's going to be on a lot of set pieces now that Harry Kane is gone. And I just really like Maddison as an option in Fantasy Premier League this season. I think he's going to be more so, more valuable than when he was at Leicester, because at Leicester, he didn't have the quality finishers to go ahead and finish the chances. Whereas if he's Son, or he has the likes of Kulusevski on one side, Richarlison even, not to say Richarlison's going to finish everything, but I do think they are more quality than some of the Leicester players like Jamie Vardy, who is aging obviously from last season. So yeah, expected assists as well of 0.94, which is very impressive. And I want to see him on some set pieces as well. We know how good he is from the free kick, from the free kicks he's taken in the past. And yeah, Maddison is definitely someone I'd be trying to look at to try and get in. Maybe not this week, but if you can get him in this week and want to, go ahead and do so. Very, very good option. The next player I want to talk about is going to be Moussa Diaby of Aston Villa. Now, this player really impressed me against Newcastle. Not only did they have an absolute stinker of a performance, Villa as a whole, but I think he was a standout. He scored the first goal for Villa and the only goal of the game. He's really impressed in pre-season from the games he's played. I think he's got 3 goals in total for Villa, obviously 1 in the league. 7 points he came away with in the first game. 7.7% owned, which isn't actually that high when you look at it, and 6.5 million. Could he be better than Eberechi Eze, or could he be better than Mbeumo or someone? Well, we're going to have to take a look at that. Expected goals of 0.47 in the first match, which is very impressive. He's playing kind of just off Ollie Watkins as a striker, like just behind the striker, which is, obviously nice as he's listed as a midfielder. And Moussa Diaby, we've seen it for Bayern Leverkusen. The goals he pops up with, the numbers he puts forward, he is a very good option. And an Aston Villa side that have some really solid fixtures coming up, of Everton at home, who have struggled to score goals. Defensively, they look okay. But obviously last season they weren't the best either. Burnley away as well, a newly promoted team that conceded 3 to Man City on the opening day. Palace, Liverpool in there as well, who look shaky defensively. And Chelsea as well, who leaking goals left, right and centre. I think he could be a really nice option. If you could fit him in, or you're looking for someone that can, for this fixture as well, for game week 2, he's a very nice fixture in Everton at home. In Villa Park, his debut in the Premier League. I think he's going to score. I would back him to score. And obviously it's 6.5 million. He's not going to break the bank. And he has a very nice run of fixtures, playing alongside Ollie Watkins as a kind of just a second forward. I think he's a no-brainer. I'm going to try and get him in over the next few weeks, potentially. Kind of between him or Maddison, maybe for me. But yeah, very viable option at Moussa Diaby of Aston Villa. And the last player we're going to be talking about is going to be Nicholas Jackson of Chelsea. Now, you may be looking at this one and saying, I have already considered selling this man after the performance against Liverpool. He got booked, he got 1 point. That is not the most attractive thing to see. But look at the run of fixtures for Chelsea in the next few games. West Ham away, Luton at home, Forest at home, Bournemouth away, and Aston Villa at home. It's phenomenal. 7 million he comes in at, could potentially drop to 6.9 with the amount of people selling him after that 1 point stinker. But you look at his expected goals there. He expected 0.53 goals against Liverpool side that, they weren't great, and he didn't really get many chances. So you can imagine he gets some better chances and better quality chances against the likes of a West Ham, Luton, any of these teams. He is going to score goals. He's proved that in pre-season, proved that for Villarreal last season, and I think he could be a genuine, you know, like the likes of João Pedro, who maybe been more rotation risk, he could slot in there, or instead of you're moving an Ollie Watkins to someone else and you want to free up funds, I think Nicholas Jackson could be your man if you are looking at someone to fill that forward spot. Because in all honesty, there isn't the best forward options this season. There's kind of, you know, a few like Vix, I suppose, but he's not guaranteed minutes. Well, not that he's not guaranteed minutes, but he always seems to kind of only play 60 to 70 minutes, even when Ivan Toney's missing because they want to bring on Shada. But for the moment, Nicholas Jackson does appear to be nailed on, and will most of the time get up to that 90-minute mark. And we know how valuable that is in FPL. Guaranteed minutes are always a good thing. And yeah, Nicholas Jackson, I think, is an interesting one. Maybe not one to bring in if you West Ham away, but if you have 2 transfers in game week 3, you roll it for this transfer this week, and you're potentially maybe looking at trying to bring in Nicholas Jackson. It is an interesting one. Let me know who are you going to be bringing in, and a massive thank you as well, boys, for the support on the video. If you do want to join the Fantasy Premier League league as well, the MKTV League, it is going to be linked down below in the description down below. And a massive thank you for watching the videos. Drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new around here, and a massive thank you, and I'll catch you boys next time with the next one. Peace.